post-flight report that Times Now has accessed, it shows that there are total of 11 warnings that was appeared within 2-3 minute timestamp, where the firstly hydraulic green system low pressure warning came up, later blue plus yellow system pressure warning came up, and later green plus blue, and after that autopilot got disconnected. Once the autopilot got disconnected, flight control left plus right elevator fault appeared. So these are very technical terms for our viewers, but this particular slip tells us what happened during those 2-3 minutes, where one by one hydraulic system warning was coming up, and later autopilot disconnected. And after not just that, after that reservoir low level was also appeared, which means that hydraulic fuel also went low. And after that, later on, right door forward emergency exit warning also appeared. So there are a series of warning which appeared within the 2-3 minutes of timestamp.
ICAO, that is the International Civil Aviation Organization, mandates that a pilot should not be carrying out the duty of flying the aircraft when intoxicated either by alcohol or by consumption of any psychoactive substance that will impair the judgment or the reaction of a pilot. Based on this, all regulators across the world, whether it is FAA, which is American regulator, or Indian regulator, or EASA or GCC, they all have their own laws in place. The standard mechanism is that a pilot, Indian rules dictate that 10% of the flight crew and the air traffic controllers should be subjected to random dope test. Apart from this, company may have its procedure that they would be tested for dope test at the time of engagement of the deployment or starting a training, or now last 1 year it has been mandated post any serious incident, the dope test and alcohol test and medical test will be carried out on the crew. It is an incidental finding, and I say it is incidental because the pilot in question was not in seat, not on controls, and was actually seated, standing behind the controls. It is serious because pilot as a community has zero tolerance of doing flight duties under the influence of liquor or psychoactive substance. We do not know what substance was found. We do not know what was the concentration of the substance that was found. Was it trace? Was it screen positive, confirmatory, and then the trace quantity was sufficient to impair the activity or the judgment of the pilot? The details are not with us. Notwithstanding, the civil aviation rule says that these laboratory tests have to be then taken over by a medical review officer who will now find out whether this was a drug which was a therapeutical drug, was it a recreational drug, or was it an innoxious source of consumption. It is important for your viewers to know that India is a country which is struggling to even ensure the purity of food materials. There is, last 2 days only we have come to know through the TV channels that almost all the five-star hotels of Bangalore were found to have contaminated meat and fish and dairy items. We have a big problem of spurious liquor. We have fake cigarettes in the market. Now, with all these kind of loosely regulated cigarettes and liquor and food items, the sweet industry, which is in our culture, can be using khaskhas and poppy seeds as a regular food item. Okay, so in this entire scenario, the test could be positive, but what the medical review officer actually has to analyze, was it an innoxious source or is it a drug addiction? So, being positive does not mean that the person is addicted or drug habituated or was under the influence of drug and flying.
Were told that ministry has pulled the Air India management for the this particular
No,
incident.
in fact, we wanted to get a direct update from Air India also on the incident, and we wanted to see how they are taking this issue from their side. And I have told time and again that from the ministry, safety in aviation is the topmost priority. There shouldn't be any compromise from any side, even the regulator or even the airlines or anyone. So this issue we have taken very, very seriously from the ministry side also. So we have just spoken to him as a preliminary task just to get an update. But I have to tell you that AIB has been given the task to continue on the investigation, and we have good confidence on AIB. So I would say that let us wait for the full-fledged report to come from AIB so that we can see what definitive action needs to be taken on this. But in the meantime, if it is anything related to substance abuse or substance using, I would say that from the ministry we are taking it very, very seriously, and if we find that there needs to be some tweaking in the existing regulations, we are ready to do that.